So here's a good one about a husband, or I should say former husband, who definitely earned the rank and the title of boss of the way he handles his now ex-wife after discovering she was cheating with her manager. And even though it's a year later and he's hurting, he absolutely made the right choice. And I think you guys will definitely appreciate this. Titled, "It's been a year and I'm still not over it." And a shout out to Chris for sending me this short story. He says, I, a 30-year-old male, met my wife, wayward wife, a 30-year-old female, in graduate school, and we started dating. A year after graduating, we married. Everything was great. She was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen and was way out of my league. Smack! And because of that mindset, he now no doubt put her on a pedestal, treated her like the queen. You can't do that, guys. I can read between the lines here, obviously, what led to some problems. But that doesn't justify how she behaves. Beyond her physical beauty, she was the nicest person I'd ever met. She was kind, thoughtful, empathetic. She definitely made me a better person. Knowing how this story goes, she wasn't so kind and thoughtful and full of empathy. About 2 years ago, she started a new job. At first, she talked a lot about the job and especially about her new boss. Ding, ding, ding. When a woman starts talking a lot about a guy, pay attention, gentlemen. She clearly admired and was impressed by him and was proud that he was very happy with her work. But sometime after, I noticed that she stopped mentioning him, and that was the first red flag. I didn't ask anything, though. Probably because you didn't want to believe it. And nobody could blame you. No one wants to believe their wife's up to no good. Trust your gut, guys. Then I noticed she seemed a little distant with me. She seemed off. She was still very loving and affectionate, but her mood wasn't as light as I would occasionally see her. I would see her with dry tears. I asked her what was wrong, but she assured me she was fine. If it looks like she's been crying, she's not fine. At the same time, she started working longer hours. That is not unusual in our profession, and she would occasionally go out for drinks after work with her coworkers on Thursday and Friday nights. Again, this is not unusual. Sometimes I did too with my own coworkers. Yeah, but you combine it with all the other things, and you got something going on here. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Then there were more frequent dinners with clients and also overnight business trips. Again, not unusual in our business. But something in the pit of my stomach told me something was definitely wrong. I never checked her phone before. One night when she was out to dinner with her clients, I grabbed her iPad, which was linked to her phone. She never really used the iPad. I guessed her PIN pretty easily, and I saw emails and text messages between her and her boss. Shocker. So obviously more messages about non-work things. Most were business related, but some were flirty, and with them complimenting the other on their clothing and appearance. Yeah. Others were discussions of where they would meet up and what time they would leave work or what restaurants they would have dinner at. It was clear that something was going on. These texts and emails went back and forth about 3 months. Probably around the time that she started acting different. Guys, you live long enough and hear enough of these stories, lots of similarities. I checked our credit card bills, but there was nothing there or out of the ordinary. I checked her iPad again and did not see any inappropriate pictures. I put a tracker in her car, and one night while she was sleeping, I changed her settings so I could track her location. Very slick, my man. And even with all this, there'd be people that give him a hard time for checking her phone and doing this. You have to. It's unfortunate, but you have to. So one night, when she told me she was working late at the office, the GPS in her car showed her at a restaurant. Oh, sounds like she's working pretty hard. I drove there, and sure enough, her car was there. I was tempted to go in and see if it was with her boss, but I didn't want her to see me. Shortly after that, she told me she was going out for drinks with her coworkers. I went to her office and parked outside, but where I wasn't visible, I saw her walk out with her boss. They were parked near each other, each got into their cars and drove off. I tracked her to a hotel. This poor guy. His car was there too. After a bit of time, I went in and went to the bar, but they were not at the bar. No, they were in the room, doing God knows what. Remember how in the beginning he said she was the nicest person and so loving and full of empathy? Yeah, bullshit. I did this recon over a period of a month and found other similar things. This guy has the patience of a saint. Not with her, but just to try to lay low, keep it cool. I mean, a lot of guys wouldn't be able to do that. But the only way he's going to win here, at least somewhat win here, is to play it cool. And she's so wrapped up in herself, she's not noticing he's obviously different. So I retained a lawyer and told them to file divorce papers. On the day before the divorce petition was to be filed in court, I told my wife that I had made dinner reservations at a fancy restaurant for the next night and to be home from work by 5 p.m. so we can get ready together. She agreed. I took Friday afternoon off from work. I decided to give her some gifts. Now listen, this is where our guy, he's already handling things like a boss, but this is real boss level. I found an old ring box. I took my wedding ring off and put the ring inside the box. Then I took a copy of the divorce petition and put that in the gift box. Finally, I took our framed wedding portrait and put that in a gift box too, with a note saying, I thought you might want a reminder of what you destroyed. Damn. So she's going to get home. He's not there, but there's the presents. And she's thinking, ooh, presents. And she opens it up, and there's all the stuff. Genius. I wrapped each box separately with gift wrap and a ribbon and put all 3 boxes in a larger box, which I also wrapped. At the bottom of the box, I left a note saying, I know. It also said, there are 2 suitcases in our bedroom. If you have any decency, please be gone by 7 p.m. And then I left. Awesome. I'm so sorry he's going through this, but at least at 30 years old, better than a lot longer and, having a kid with her and all that. No, he's handling this like a boss. It's awesome. So I kept checking our doorbell camera, but she didn't leave. So at 11 p.m., I went home. She was in the living room, holding our wedding portrait, and wait for it, she was in tears. Of course she was. As soon as she saw me, she says, I'm sorry. And she begged me not to leave her. No. See those 2 suitcases over there? Yeah. Take them. Get the fuck out. I said as coldly as I could that I had loved her so much, but now I loathe her and I never want to see her again. After a lot more crying and begging, she packed her bags and I left. I told her she could come back another time to get the rest of her things as long as I wasn't there. She did not contest the divorce. We sold the house and split our accounts. Everything went quickly and easily. The only time I saw her was at our final divorce hearing, and we did not speak. Well, it's interesting. It says a lot to me. She did her whole begging and crying fest at the house, but I'm not hearing anything about her attempts to try to get him to change his mind. Usually you hear that, which tells me, obviously, she didn't give a shit. But her actions show that she didn't give a shit. But of course, she wanted to have the cake and eat it too situation. And if he would have taken her back and all that, I guarantee Miss Nice and Empathy here would have been right back to the same shit with her boss. I should feel good about this, but I do not. In fact, I feel worse than ever. I've been in therapy since all this happened, but it hasn't really helped. I'm also taking antidepressants, which they have helped a little. I force myself to see friends and family, but I feel zero joy. I have no interest in dating. I wish that I'd given her the chance to explain and try to make amends. Smack! Snap out of it, bro. No, you don't. I know you're hurting. I know you haven't gotten past this. And you wish somehow maybe if you listened to her and she gave you a good enough excuse, you wouldn't feel this pain. No, you did the right thing. But it's normal to be an emotional roller coaster. You will get better. It's just going to take time. She was my everything, and now I have nothing. Smack. Never make a woman your everything, guys. That is the worst thing you can do. I told you in the beginning about him, she's so beautiful and out of my league, where that mentality is going to get him. No, a woman is not your everything. If you want to make something your everything, make your purpose your everything. Shit, make your dog or your cat more your everything than your wife, because guess what? The dog and the cat are going to love you forever. But you better make sure you feed the cat. But a woman, no. As long as she's happy in all fronts. And are they ever really happy? No. It's the ugly truth, guys. I'm not here to, sugarcoat things. All I do is go to work, go to the gym, and go to sleep. Does it ever get better? What can I do to get over this downward spiral? It's been 4 months since the divorce was final and a little more than a year since I filed. I should add that I have run into her older brother a few times. He told me that after my confrontation with her, she quit her job, found a new job, and she completely ended things with her boss, who is married. At first she went to stay with her parents and now has an apartment near them. Well, the end of that, he handled it like a boss, but I mean, that sucks what happened to him. All I can say is this. A year since you filed, 4 months since it's been over. It's going to take time, my man. It's going to, depending how long you've been with her, but you're never going to be the same guy ever again. And if it's any consolation, you're 30. You got your whole life ahead of you. You're just getting started. Your prime's beginning. She's 30. Her prime's... She may look damn good for 30. She may look damn good for 40, but it ain't the same. You, my friend, have potential to increase your earnings, skills, all these things. And chicks are going to be lining up for you once you get past, this mourning period and depression, which is totally understandable. Keep hitting the gym every day. It'll make it better. Hang out with your friends, even when you don't want to. But 4 months, it could take a few years. But you will move on. But you'll be all the wiser. And I have a feeling one day, hasn't happened yet, she'll be back. And do not, for all that sacred and holy, take her back. Someone like that? No. And in the future, when you eventually start looking for another chick, because he probably will, no more of this pedestal shit. No more of this out of my league crap. Because that will make you say and do things and behave in a manner that's going to make them only look down on you. It's reality. No, and don't make a girl your whole world. So, bro, good luck. Take your time. You're going to get better. And again, guys, there you go. Boss level way of handling things.